Hello everybody, it's X here, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 spell cards which are limited to 1 and the reasons why. Here we go. First up for this video is the Book of Moon. So if you don't know what this card does, you can target one face-up monster on the field and change that target to a face-down defense position. Now this could be used in so many shenanigans to annihilate your opponent by using it on one of their really powerful attack monsters which doesn't have a lot of defense, flipping it over and then being able to destroy it very easily with one of your monsters. Of course, there's also things you can do with this by targeting one of your monsters as a flip effect, maybe to flip it back over and use the effect maybe possibly twice per turn. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with this card if there's more than one. Burial from a different dimension, so you can select the free move from play monsters and return them to their owner's graveyard. Now this is probably limited due to the fact that getting back banished monsters is really important for quite a lot of decks, especially ones that need them in the graveyard, because of course once a monster's been banished it can no longer be brought back. So if you get them back to the graveyard, then it can really help your deck, or you could use it to get your opponent which needs cards banished and completely and utterly screw them up. And imagine having more than one of these, you could really mess up their deck. Dimensional Fissure. So, in case you don't know what it does, any monster that is sent to the graveyard is banished instead. That is really, really powerful. So if your opponent's deck requires getting monsters back from the graveyard, for example, or needs certain monsters, and if they're destroyed, it is then sent to the out of play cards, banished in other words, so they can't use it anymore. Can be so damaging to a lot of different decks and a lot of different situations. Divine Wind of Mist Valley. So once per turn, if a wind monster you control returns to the hand, except during the battle step, you can special summon a 1 level 4 or lower wind monster from your deck. I am almost certain that there is going to be a monster out there which is going to be able to return maybe itself to its hand or another card to the hand. So essentially what you can do with this is to get out a wind monster not with the effect, and while that one with the effect is on the field, I don't know the card's name, there probably is one out there, I'm 98% sure. And then keep sending that over to the deck and summoning those cards with different effects in order to pull off some really big shenanigans. Especially if these cards are special summoned as well, you can potentially get a lot of cards on the field. Draco Face Off. So you can reveal 1 Draco Slayer Pendulum monster and 1 Drake Overlord Pendulum monster from your deck. Your opponent selects one of these and places it in your pendulum zone or special summon it, your choice. And you can add the other card to your extra deck face up. Ridiculous, because you could get one of them that, say if you got a lower one in your hand, you could use this and then use this card to get a really high level ones out if you pick 2 of them, and then the one that goes to the extra deck you can pendulum summon it. So many shenanigans that can go on with this. El Shaddoll Fusion. So you can fusion summon a 1 Shaddoll fusion monster from your extra deck using materials from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. You can only use this once per turn. So the personal reason that I think this was limited is because it is a quick effect and not a normal effect like polymerization, for example, is. With it being a quick effect, you could use this during your opponent's turn effect and actually get out a powerful monster in order to special summon a Shaddoll monster and use their effect in order to maybe defeat the more powerful monster that they've got on the field. Also, it's a very good way to get out your more powerful monsters whenever you need it. Emergency Teleport. Special summon a 1 level 3 or lower psychic monster from your hand or deck, but banish it during your end phase. This is really, really good in so many decks. For example, one I personally like, Cosmos. You can use this to get out a Tin Can, which you can banish for a really powerful monster. So it's just a really easy way of getting out really powerful monsters. And I'm sure, but I can't think of any examples off the top of my head. There is ones for this where you'll be able to get many different monsters to pull off a whole range of shenanigans. Final Countdown. No, not the song, the card. That was a terrible joke. Pay 2,000 life points after 20 turns are passed, including the one at this turn is activated, you win. Probably the reason this was limited is because it's such a scumbag card. So essentially after 10 rounds is what I class it as. So once you've used it, every time it's your turn you add 1 to the counter. Well, that's how I do it. I do it. It's every turn. And I say, as soon as this hits 20, you win. And if you have more than 1 of these, you can activate more 1, and if it's destroyed, you can just use another 1 and start the counter all over again. It's such a scumbag card. Foolish Burial. Send more monster from your deck to the graveyard. There's so many different decks that rely on getting cards to the graveyard, so having more than one of these in your deck would make it so easy to do and very powerful deck. Increase it. For example, Gimmick Puppets, you need to send the Gyarados to the graveyard and summon them out to able to Xyz summon, and using something like this, 2 or 3 in one turn, 3 Gyarados in the graveyard, and then you've got a lot of options for the next couple of turns. So, and sure, many other decks again, stuff that goes to the graveyard, like a Light Swan, there's one in there. If it goes to the graveyard from the deck, you can special summon it. So yeah, a lot of useful combos with this card. Infernity Launcher. Now, after Ring's effect, this is a very, very powerful card. Once per turn, you can send one Infernity monster from your hand to the graveyard, but while you have no cards in your hand, you can send this card from the field to the graveyard and select 2 Infinity monsters from your graveyard and special summon them. So essentially, you can use this to send 2 monsters in, of course, 2 turns to your hand and manage to get 0 in your hand and then special summon the 2 of them. Really, really good for Infinities to get the cards out pretty quick. Okay, so that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to punch the like button, leave a comment down below, of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, most follow me on Twitter, link down below as always. So last video to say, thank you so much for watching. I've been Next Dark Curious, so see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video.